This term, Years 3 and 4 have been studying castles and dragons as their main topic. In their ICT lessons, they've been developing their storytelling skills through animation, using the Explain Everything app on the iPads. Through this app, they've developed their oracy skills by reading as the narrator and the character. They've all safely searched the internet for different pictures made relevant to the task. As a class, we read a whole story about castles and dragons. We then divided into groups, and each group worked on a separate part of the story. The following video shows the parts which each group did.
Edward was the youngest knight.
Nay.
He was pretty much a boy, but was so brave and intelligent that without having to fight anyone else, he had defeated all his enemies. Didn't win. One day, while riding through the mountains, he came across a small cave. On entering it, he found it was enormous, and that inside was an impressive castle, so big that you would have thought the mountain couldn't be real, and that it must have been a facade put there to hide the castle.
Whoa, this is amazing!
On nearing the castle, Edward heard the sound of voices. Without hesitating, he climbed over the castle walls and followed the voices.
Anybody here?
He asked.
Help, help us!
Came the response from inside. We have been locked in here for years, serving the castle dragon.
Dragon?
Thought Edward. Just before an enormous flying flame almost burnt him alive, Edward spun silently around and, addressing the terrible dragon face to face, said,
It's all right, dragon. I forgive you for what you just did. You probably didn't know it was me.
The dragon was very surprised at words like these. He never expected anyone to stand up to him, and certainly not in such a brazen manner.
Prepare to fight, dwarf. I don't care who you are, roared the dragon.
Wait a moment. Well, it's clear to see that you don't know who I am. I am the guardian of the great crystal sword.
Continued Edward, who before fighting was capable of making all sorts of things up.
And you well know that the sword has killed dozens of ogres and dragons, and that if I unleash it, it will fly straight into your neck and kill you.
The dragon had never heard of such a sword, but this frightened him. He certainly didn't like the sound of something catching his throat. Edward carried on talking. In any case, I want to give you the chance of letting me travel to the other side of the world. Over there is a snow-covered mountain. There is a great tower on top of the tower. There is a golden cage. The wizard made the sword. The sword loses its power, and then I'll be there, and I'll only wait for you for 5 days.
On saying that, Edward raised a cloud of dust and disappeared. The dragon thought that Edward had performed some kind of magic. But he had only hidden in some bushes. Waiting to fight the impertinent knights, the dragon quickly flew out the cave towards the other side of the world, in a journey that lasted more than a month.
When Edward was sure the dragon was far away, he came out of his hiding place, entered the castle and set free the prisoners inside. Some had been missing for many years.
And what about the dragon?
Well, can you believe that on the other side of the world there was really a snowy mountain with a big tower on top and a gold case on top of that? Well, yes. The dragon squeezed into the cage and couldn't get out.
And there he remains, hoping that someone intelligent will one day come and rescue him. Dun dun dun!